in the league at the moment. They beat them 1-0 at the weekend, so there is a lot of talent there. But as Craig says, they'll have studied them, they've got a plan. If they can hold out tonight, get a decent result, get them back to Tynecastle, who knows? I suppose the slight concern is as well about Bordeaux is that Pavon hasn't really settled on a formation yet, because it was always 4-4-2 under Bott, but he's not quite sure the way that they're playing. Well, that could help us. You know, there may be a little bit of indecision there, and the pressure's on Bordeaux tonight. They have got to get, and their fans will expect, a match-winning lead to take to Tynecastle. And I say, if Craig can get his shape right and the players stick to their formation, then you never know, Hearts might dig out a result which gives them a fair chance in the next leg. And the other side, who do you think, Gordon, that Hearts have got to look out for on that side there?
Eduardo and Fanduno in the midfield. They're two good players. Fanduno goes and supports the front players. No number 10 in their side, which is quite interesting, because most of the continental sides, they always love to have a number 10. He's usually the playmaker, so I don't know whether somebody's missing from the squad or whatever, but there's no number 10 natural playmaker, top player. But as John mentioned, they beat Marseille, which is a big thing, and thank goodness it wasn't Monaco when you consider what Monaco did last night. If they'd beaten Monaco, we really would be worried tonight. Absolutely. Now, look at this. I think Hearts will figure that way, but Winus will go and support the recent times. And as Craig Levein says, purely tactical. I mean, he's set this side up purely to get a result tonight, and it will be difficult. It's going to be, I imagine, they're going to be under a bit of pressure, Hearts. So it's all about just playing as well as you can tonight and getting that result. But I think that sometimes the Scottish teams have suffered from the fact that they haven't scored away from home, and I think Hearts maybe need to get something from the game tonight, a goal at least. I remember a couple of years ago against Stuttgart at Tynecastle, Hearts did incredibly well, won 3-2, but of course they lost away from home. Tonight they probably have to get something out of this. You hope so, or keep it as tight as they can. It's been a recurring feature for Hearts in Europe over the years that they've always gone out in the away goals rule because they failed to score away from home. Yeah. But tonight, as I say, Craig looks as if he's set up to try and keep it as tight as possible, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that he'll get that result he's looking for. Yeah, I think the main thing, John, is I've always found that European, certainly for teams outside the old firm, sometimes it's how well you defend at home and how well you attack away from home. Yeah. And I think that's going to be crucial tonight. I think Hearts need to get something. OK, well, thanks very much indeed, guys. Well, if we can hand back over to the match then, let's see, you can see the teams coming out now. It's Bordeaux against Hearts, the UEFA Cup second round, first leg. Here's our commentary team of Sandy Clark and Rob McLean.
How much have Hearts developed in 3 years under the management of Craig Levein? Considerably would have to be the answer, but tonight represents a new test for both him and this Tynecastle team. Bordeaux, a much changed side, few survivors of the team which beat Celtic 3 years ago, and a new coach as well inside the last fortnight in Michel Pavon, having replaced Eli Bock. And an Icelandic referee. Kristen Jakobsen is the man in the middle for this crucial tie. Can Hearts get what they want from this first game in France and set themselves up back at Tynecastle in 3 weeks' time? Stephen Presley's team disposed of Željezničar in the first round of the UEFA Cup and set themselves up for this match against a Bordeaux side who've been struggling in the French league. But since Pavon has taken over, 2 wins and a draw. And they're starting now to move up the French league table. They beat Marseille, one of the title contenders at the weekend. And there is a feeling that the former skipper Pavon is the man to turn this team around. There's Jean-Claude Darcheville, and a Frenchman, of course, in the Hearts lineup as well, in Jean-Louis Valois, relishing the prospect of returning to his homeland and showing exactly what he can do. And there is the very youthful-looking Michel Pavon. He's 35 tomorrow. I think he'll take the birthday present tonight. If it's available to him, he'll feel he needs a healthy advantage to take to Edinburgh. And he is an experienced goalkeeper and captain in Ulrich Rami, 11 times capped by France. Hearts will look for composure and discipline and passion as they look initially to contain the home team. And if they can grab an away goal, well, that would be a major bonus. And increase their chances of making it to the third round of this competition. Strong Portuguese and Brazilian influence in the Bordeaux side. Only 5 Frenchmen in their starting lineup, but then only 5 Scots in the first 11 for Craig Levein. Bordeaux against Hearts, live on BBC Scotland. Robbie Nielsen's early delivery to Mark de Vries, and there's no doubt that Hearts feel that the big Dutchman can cause problems in the middle of that Bordeaux defence.
What Mark de Vries has to do tonight, Rob, is hold on to the ball. As soon as it's played up to him, he's got to keep possession to try and let people like Valois and Dennis Wines especially get close to him, so that Hearts can hopefully play the game, create 1 or 2 chances in the Bordeaux half.
Kisnorbo plays the pass out wide. And that was Alan Maybury with a loose ball down the line.
Maybury's playing left back tonight, normally in the right hand side for Hearts, but he certainly played there a few times, so that shouldn't be a weak area for Hearts.
Number 20 is Paulo Costa, and Eduardo, the sitting midfielder. 4 Brazilian caps. Some young players in this Bordeaux side, some very talented players as well. An international mix. Big night for Robbie Nielsen. Back to his experienced skipper, Stephen Presley. And of course for 20-year-old Craig Gordon in goals tonight. Some young players around. Kevin McKenna's only 23, Andy Webster 21. Gordon 20.
Interesting, Rob, the early part of the game. We just see Hearts playing the ball across the back line. Absolutely no pressure at all from the Bordeaux strikers. I'm sure that'll change as the game goes on.
Nielsen to Stamp. And it goes without saying, so much responsibility rests with the skipper tonight. He's become a big player, not just for his club, but for his country as well in recent times. That's an offside flag against Mark de Vries. And the plan obviously will be that where possible, Wyness and Valois can get up in particular to support the top scorer.
Well, they've got to get there, Rob. There's no question about that. But having doing our homework on Bordeaux as we always do, the 2 centre backs, Pochettino and Alicarte, are not the quickest apparently. So Mark de Vries is not the slowest. He's got good pace once he gets those big legs going. So maybe the ball over the top occasionally could cause him a problem.
Did you mention homework there? That's where you were last night. Pochettino, the Argentinian. Hearts getting bodies behind the ball in the early stages. That's a panic ball from Hervé Alicarte, the central defender. And well, Hearts will take those all night long.
They'll be quite happy that just watching the Hearts formation as Alicarte played that ball forward. They've got 5 strung across the back line, no gaps in behind them, not a lot of space to play the ball into feet. So it's early days yet, obviously, but so far, Craig Levein, as we said before, he knows exactly what he wants his players to do tonight, and it's working in the early part of the game.
Bordeaux were French title winners in 1999, getting them into the Champions League. Valois linking there.
That was a pure pass from Valois.
And the first hint of a threat there from Jean-Claude Darcheville. It's well defended initially by Stephen Presley. Robbie Nielsen wins a free kick.
That's good play from Stephen Presley. That's a marvellous tackle. Kept his eye on the ball, read it well and won the ball cleanly. I think if Hearts are going to do well tonight, what they have to do is, well, Rob, you mentioned the word passion earlier on. That's so important. Work rate is going to be important, but Hearts really have to be really aggressive as well at times and close down the Bordeaux players, because if you allow them to play, timing the ball, they'll pass it well. Another offside.
Yeah, de Vries straying beyond the defensive line again there. Flag went up against him.
That's a couple of times that's happened early in the match, and I hope that maybe Dennis Wyness, who's playing just off de Vries tonight, he's aware of that, because he's the one, if de Vries comes short and the Bordeaux players push up the park, he can maybe time his run to get in behind them.
Eduardo to Gemali, the right back. Good defending by Kevin McKenna. McKenna on one side of Presley and Webster on the other. That's the central core to the Hearts defence, with Nielsen and Maybury operating as wing-backs, and the Hearts midfield designed to stop the creative promptings of Bordeaux.
I'm watching Patrick Norbo. He's following number 14 Fenduno all over the pitch. He's not giving him an inch of space, and he's the one who is the one that can create things, make things happen for Bordeaux. I think Craig's plan is to take him out, don't let him get involved.
Darcheville with the return pass intended for Paulo Costa, and that's really the first attacking flurry from the French side.
Just a little change of pace, Rob, wasn't it? Paulo Costa just trying to play the 1-2 with Darcheville. You see it here, just lifts the pace a little bit, drives forward with the ball and without the ball. The return pass not the best.
The biggest night of Craig Gordon's football life. Huge opportunity for him. He had a lengthy warm-up ahead of the game with goalkeeping coach Peter Latchford. And Bordeaux still to get going, really, here. Bruno Bastos passed down the line. Didn't really leave Darcheville with much of a chance of getting on the end of it. And Hearts, in the early minutes, certainly, have managed to disrupt what Bordeaux are good at.
Well, the pace of the game's been very slow, to say the least. Slight chance here for Lennox to break forward, but that'll certainly suit Hearts more than it'll suit Bordeaux.
Paulo Costa holding off the challenger Phil Stamp. He was looking for a free kick, and it was taken away from him by Robbie Nielsen. That's well kept in by De Vries for Nielsen. Now Stamp. Alicarts to Pochettino. Formerly with PSG in France, Pochettino played against Rangers a couple of seasons back. Gemeli's pass was a bit pacey. That's good ball winning from Webster. Kisnorbo, quick to react and gets the pass away to Nielsen. That's for Mark De Vries. Did so well to get underneath it, stumbled.
He's unlucky there, Mark De Vries. I think he was actually trying to get a hold of the defender, play off the defender, and no one there ended up on his backside. It was a good ball from Robbie Nielsen as well, the type of pass that De Vries lives on.
Basto, a left back who loves to get forward. Eduardo, the Argentinian international, Pochettino. Patrick Kisnorbo is playing an important role early on here for Hearts, and stamping down on Fenduno, and he certainly playing just off the front is a potentially very dangerous opponent for Hearts.
I'll tell you, Rob, that was a little chance for Hearts on the break there. Pure touch from Mark De Vries trying to play in Dennis Winus.
It's not an impressive start, this, from the home team. And in contrast, Hearts happy with these opening 8.5 minutes. Free kick given against Nielsen.
You can see just to pull back, not an awful lot in it. Both players are tugging to each other, aren't they? Unfortunately, the decision going against the Hearts player that time.
Gemeli using the long ball, and the coach Michel Pavon will be pretty horrified with what he's seen from his team so far.
Well, we haven't seen too much. Long may continue as far as Hearts are concerned, but Hearts look very comfortable. The system that they're playing is working well. And whenever the ball gets forward, De Vries, if he can manage to hold the ball up, I'm sure that Dennis Winus and that man then Jean-Louis Valois, they'll get close to him.
Kisnorbo works it through to De Vries. But the way off is a loose one. Chamac forwards the ball into the danger area. Jean-Claude Darcheville had stopped his run. But there's the first sign that the Moroccan teenager could be a major problem for Hearts.
He's very quick, Chamac, and we've seen it there.
Chamak won a standing ovation when he came off the pitch last weekend after the win against Marseille. Just 19 and already a Moroccan international. Paulo Costa's pass over the top, Fenduno. And he won't want to remember that one.
Not the best of crosses or pass, whether it was, not too sure.
Another of the young players and talented players in this team, though, for Bordeaux. Just 22, Fenduno, Guinea international. Played away by Presley to Nielsen. Presley's such a strong influence on everyone round about him. He's calm and composed, and that does tend to spread around. Jean-Louis Valois' clever pass gets Robbie Nielsen pushing forwards. And that's a poor ball in. He slipped as he played it, Nielsen, and it was an easy take for Rami.
Good play though before that, Jean-Louis Valois getting involved. I'm sure he'll want to do well tonight, back in his home country.
Maybury loses it to Giurietti. And a hefty challenge from the back from Webster is penalised.
Certainly a bit late there, Andy Webster. Caught the Frenchman.
Eduardo, the midfield man who's at the base of the diamond system. Fenduno's layoff. Bordeaux yet to find a way of breaking down this Hearts system.
They certainly haven't worked it out, and when you look at the two strikers, Rob, they're both very quick, want to play over the top, but Hearts are denying them space over the top, and high balls like that, I would think Webster, McKenna and Presley will deal with them without a lot of problem.
Chamak just looked back with a pained expression at that delivery up to him, because there was never much he could do with it. But it's all going according to plan so far for Hearts. 12 minutes in, Bordeaux 0, Hearts 0. Hearts who beat Željezničar in the first round. Totally different tie, that one, even allowing for the different opposition, because Hearts were at home first, got a 2-goal lead and finished the job at Tynecastle. This time it's about laying foundations.
That's right, Bordeaux 4th in the French League last season. That shows the type of quality they have.
Back from Nielsen to McKenna. Kevin McKenna, who's been on the sidelines for Hearts until recently, kept out of the team by Webster. But at the moment, it's Andy Webster who's out of the first team, although recalled here with Hearts looking for a back three formation. Although it's more like a back five when you add in Nielsen and Maybury. That's McKenna in the way.
Taylor, that was a good header. Jean-Louis Valois trying a little back heel. Dasheville, he was on his bike, he was looking for the ball over the top. McKenna stretching to get there. Good defending.
Patrick Kisnorbo on the ball, the young Australian, part of the Australian under-23 squad. Valois' pass, and De Vries again offside. The idea was good from Hearts' very own Frenchman.
He'll be not be happy, but I'm sure he'll be having a word with Mark De Vries. That's maybe 3-4 times in the early part of the game he's been caught offside. He's got to be aware of it. Just hold his run for a fraction of a second. Valois get the ability with that left foot to play the pass.
Yeah, 3 offsides for De Vries inside the first 13 minutes. But he's a player that Bordeaux are concerned about. They know all about his goal threat. Darcheville, the hold-up man. That's good play from Phil Stamp, shutting down very quickly in midfield. That's a foul on Kisnorbo by Fenduno.
We'll see here, it's a late tackle. Patrick Kisnorbo, great feet again. Oh, a little kick there, back the way. A little bit of retaliation. Yeah, I'm sure he won't want to get involved too much in that. But Kisnorbo's played really well so far. You can understand the type of player, that's why Craig's playing him there. Very athletic, quick feet, sharp onto the ball.
De Vries trying to set up Dennis Wyness. Bordeaux have it back, but not for long. Again, it's quick tackling in the midfield. It was Phil Stamp again doing good work. Now with David Gemali. But again, his arm is in the air, acknowledging a bad pass.
It's a poor delivery again from the back. But as we said before, Rob, the Hearts system at the back, it's working well. There's lots of Hearts players round about the ball when it comes forward.
Pochettino's header, and this time an offside at the other end of the pitch. Craig Levine's first European campaign in charge. Mark de Vries got one of the goals, which beat Željezničar at Tynecastle in the first round. A goal draw in Bosnia, job done. But this is a huge challenge for Hearts. There's quality about Bordeaux. Free kick against de Vries.
Pochettino not too happy there.
Bruno Basta's pass. Darcheville fires in the cross, took a deflection. Chamak hits the deck, but no question of a penalty. Tripped over his own feet there by the looks of it. Alicart and Mauricio Pochettino alongside him. He was a starter for Argentina in the 2002 World Cup finals. Eduardo is the man who operates in front of the Bordeaux defence, and to his left is Paulo Costa. Plenty of room for David Gemali to get forward from the right back position, and just inside him is Pochettino there. Now Eduardo again. Probing at the Hearts defence. Stamp was there with the challenge, but it breaks back to Paulo Costa. Fenduno. Lovely skill from Fenduno. Hearts get it clear, and Hearts have an injury.
That's good play there from Fenduno, number 14 for Bordeaux. Great skill on the ball. Robin Nielsen doing that time. You see, he has great feet. Get between players, get a touch on the ball, try and play the little 1-2 again. That's good play from Stephen Presley.
He seemed to go over on his ankle there, Sandy. Robbie Nielsen. It looked an awkward one, didn't it?
It was just a challenge, yeah. He certainly seems to have come off second best in that one. You can see him there just trying to work off the pain in his right ankle. Just turned it. I'm sure Alan will have him back on his feet quickly.
I wonder who the man of the match will be tonight, as we look again at that last Bordeaux attack, in which Chamak managed to foil himself, really.
Was that a simulation by any chance there? Is that what it's called nowadays?
I believe so. And the man of the match number, you've seen 09011 110861. An encouraging first 18 minutes then here for Hearts in the Stade Chaban-Delmas. Paulo Costa's cross. Chamak is there. Well defended by Webster. Eduardo against Stamp. Costa gets the cross in, headed away by Kevin McKenna. Mark de Vries is back helping out his defence as well. Nobody up. Back in from Alicart. And Kevin McKenna directs his header to safety.
Just a little bit of pressure there from Bordeaux for the first time, and it's maybe no coincidence that Robbie Nielsen's off the pitch at the time. Mark de Vries forced back into the middle of the park with Phil Stamp going in the right back area. And Nielsen looks okay now, yeah, back in the field.
Hearts back to 11 men. Fenduno trying to find a way through, and he was being fouled. In fact, an offside ruling, that's the reason the whistle went there.
There was a little tug on Fenduno's jersey there.
Yep.
But the linesman the far side flag up right away. We'll see here. This is the... Yep, just offside. But young Craig Gordon will be delighted to get a touch of the ball, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll have enjoyed that save, because it's so important to get your hands on the ball early on and get yourself that much-needed confidence. Good play from Mark de Vries. And his shot deflected off Pochettino. In goes Robbie Nielsen. And it's a free kick for Hearts, just outside the penalty box. That's good play from Nielsen, supporting the attack.
It was good play from Hearts, great touch from Mark de Vries. And Robbie Nielsen, good back up from the wide right area. You see here, I tell you what, Rob, that's a penalty kick. That's inside the box.
Yeah. If that's a foul, it should have been a penalty.
It's certainly a free kick. He's caught his ankle. He stood on him as much as anything else. It's maybe not deliberate, but there's contact made, and it was inside the box. His momentum eventually taking him outside the box.
A crazy challenge from Bruno Basto. And there is a complete waste of a free kick from Jean-Louis Valois. And what Hearts wanted to do there was ask some questions of Bordeaux in defence.
You're right, Rob. It's a pure delivery from Jean-Louis Valois. Leaning back, too much height in the ball, not putting the defence under any pressure whatsoever. And when you've got a guy like Mark de Vries, so big, so powerful in the air, give him a chance to win the ball.
A huge disappointment to the thousands of Hearts supporters just behind Rame's goal. Eduardo's pass, Darcheville linking with Giurietti. Frank Giurietti again. Gemali into the box, stooping to head it clear with Stephen Presley. Eduardo's pass, no problem for Hearts. It skids off the turf and through to Craig Gordon.
Number 6, Giurietti, we've seen him there going forward. Rob looks quick. That's him from the middle of the park. They're trying to thread that little ball down the channel between the centre backs in the hope that they can use their pace to get in behind. But Hearts have covered it well.
Mix up there between Nielsen and McKenna. That could have been costly. But midway through the first half here in France, it's still goalless between Bordeaux and Hearts.
I tell you what as well, Rob, in the stadium there's absolutely no atmosphere whatsoever. The home fans are not excited at all. They're not getting behind their team.
Well, blatant foul on Mark de Vries. And I can't believe that's not a free kick.
Should have been a free kick. Basto arguing with the assistant on this side. Robin Nielsen's got a very long throw, but interesting if he throws it right in the box.
Nielsen aims for de Vries. Uncertain defending from Bordeaux, and you get the feeling there's something to be had here for Hearts if they can apply some pressure.
I think you're right, Rob. I think you know, Craig Levein wouldn't want to push forward too much at the moment. But when you look at the back area, you look at the strengths of Mark de Vries, I think they're more than capable of causing problems. And an away goal in a European tie is so important.
Back from Paulo Costa to Basto, now Eduardo. Gemali. Neat touch from Fenduno, picking out Darcheville. Jean-Claude Darcheville back on the ball. That was intended for Chamac. The Hearts again defend it very solidly. It was Kevin McKenna who cleared. Eduardo gets it back from Paulo Costa. Basto. The challenge was from Nielsen.
I think there's a little bit of friction there between Basto and Robbie Nielsen.
Frank Giurietti. Gemali makes a terrific run to the byline, but that was out. Didn't quite make it. The pitch has been heavily watered in the last couple of days, and you can just see the passes skidding away.
You can see it there. It's a good run from Gemelli. Still up one, fortunately, just out the field. But this is the earlier one, Rob. Mark de Vries is in right about those two centre backs, causing them lots of problems. Watch the goalkeeper here. I think he drops the ball. That's maybe a handball in Phil Stamp's against Phil Stamp. I think he recognised that and turned away. But it's been a good start for Hearts. We won't have any complaints at all so far.
That's another terrible challenge of Mark de Vries. And I was half expecting to see Ali Cart having a yellow card flung at him here. That was very late.
It's late and it's from the back, Rob, and doesn't get the ball again. So it's we've seen them yellow cards produced for that kind of tackle before in Europe.
Another set-piece chance for Hearts. They'll want to make more of this one than they did the last, as Bordeaux organise themselves. It's Dennis Wyness and Phil Stamp, and the shot from Phil Stamp is tugged wide.
This one from the training ground, but I think it's just a little bit far out, Rob. I would like to see Hearts get maybe Stephen Presley up, McKenna up. You've got de Vries there. When they get a free kick in that type of area, get the big lads up from the back and see how good Bordeaux are at defending high balls inside their own box.
Basto. It didn't stick for Paulo Costa. De Vries has it. And Jean-Louis Valois up ahead, but when Hearts get it towards the final third, they've got to keep it. Valois couldn't do that there. And now Hearts have to get back behind the ball. Chamak, the Moroccan. Gemelli. Giulietti. That's a great challenge. Yet again, what a first half Phil Stamp is having for Hearts. Hugely influential in that midfield area.
He's been very aggressive as well, Rob, but I must admit I like to see that, as long as he times the tackles properly.
Gemelli shots! Saved by Craig Gordon and thumped away by Andy Webster. In fact, Kevin McKenna it was, I think, who cleared there as the ball bounced loose off the goalkeeper.
It's a decent shot, and young Craig Gordon, I think he'll be disappointed by that one. He probably feels he should have held on to the ball, but got away with it. Good defending again.
Stamp gets it back from de Vries. Phil Stamp hesitated there, but I think we'll give him the benefit of the doubt now and again.
This is a shot, Rob, just in the edge of the box. The ball certainly bends a little bit, but that's good defending. First to reacted defender, McKenna, I think it is. I think you're right. Yes, McKenna. It's Webster, sorry, it's in. Andy Webster it was. Good reactions from the youngster.
The 21-year-old helping out the 20-year-old goalkeeper, as he failed to hold the shot from Gemelli. Hearts know from having watched Bordeaux recently that both the full-backs like to get forward. And here's the other one, Bruno Basto. In for Chamak. Fenduno, good strike. Just too high. And Bordeaux looking like they mean business.
Kaznorbo's been dragged away from Fenduno there. He's allowed yards and yards of space, and that's a good effort. It's just rising a little bit towards the end, thankfully, from Hearts' point of view. You see it's going up the way and up the way. Doesn't come down quick enough as far as Bordeaux's concerned. I think young Craig Gordon would have saved that anyway. He was getting across there.
So 2 shots on goal from Bordeaux in the space of a couple of minutes from Gemelli and Fenduno. There's no doubt Bordeaux look uncomfortable against Mark de Vries if Hearts can get their top scorer more and more into the game.
You're right, Rob. Maybe the disappointing part for me is Jean-Louis Valois. He's had lots of possession of the ball and really hasn't made it count for them. Give de Vries better supply, better quality passing, and I'm sure he can cause problems.
It's good play from Chamak, holding the ball up and then laying it off for Eduardo. That was Alan Maybury winning possession for Hearts. It's lost by Jean-Louis Valois. And another shot fizzes over the top of Craig Gordon's crossbar. Fenduno, again, loves to break through from midfield and loves to score goals.
It's another shot, Rob. That's 3 in the last few minutes, and it was Jean-Louis Valois again giving the ball away. it's not too bad if it's in maybe the attacking third of the field for Hearts as far as they're concerned, but when it's the last third, as soon as you lose the ball, you're going to have a problem. That's what happened there.
Well, free kick had to be for Alicart's clumsy challenge on De Vries.
Chance now. I hope McKenna, you can see him there just making his way forward. De Vries is up there, Andy Webster's going up. Throw a high ball into the box and see how the French team defend it.
Hearts will feel they want to test out Rami. Kisnorbo with the free kick, and yet again it's a set piece which brings Hearts nothing.
It didn't give Kevin McKenna a chance of winning the header. It's a poor ball.
Half an hour gone in Bordeaux, and it's 0-0. Third of the way through, Hearts can look on it that way, and it's a job very efficiently done so far, although there are signs in the last 5 minutes or so that Michel Pavon's team are beginning to gather some confidence.
You can see they're a decent team, Rob. Number 9, Darcyville, we've seen him there. He's very quick, likes to play in towards the corners to win throw-ins, corner kicks, etc.
The Guinea international Fenduno is an obvious threat to Hearts, and he's been behind their scoring attempts of the last few minutes. Alicart's cross. Craig Gordon chose to punch, screamed at his defenders that he was coming for it. Might have caught it.
I think he's made a decision, Rob, and he wasn't sure, so if you're not sure, just make sure he gets it away at the danger area. And the young lad did that, did it well. Another free kick.
Free kick given against Phil Stamp for his challenge on Paulo Costa. He was struggling to get there, Stamp, and decided to take out the Bordeaux midfielder.
You can see that there, Phil Stamp. He goes to ground too early, can't get anything on the ball. He could have caught that one, but it's a good punch, a good strong punch, well out the 18-yard box.
Yeah, if you're going to punch, get rid of it. Make sure it travels.
You're going to punch hard.
Into the wall goes the shot from Alicart.
Alicart's he's got a very strong left foot. Scored quite a few goals for Bordeaux.
Yeah.
Set pieces especially, that type of area.
Good play from Valois. Settles for the throw off Eduardo.
I just feel that Valois and Dennis Wyness, when they get possession of the ball, they can still do more in an attacking sense for Craig Levine's team. Tactics-wise, defensive-wise, Hearts have coped very, very well, but they can do a little bit more going forward.
Pochettino's clearance. Presley's header. Alan Maybury does well. From Kisnorbo back to Webster. This would be a major scalp for Hearts if they can get through to the third round of the UEFA Cup. Bordeaux, most people reckon, in something of a false position at the moment in the French table, but they are beginning to climb now. And they did finish 4th last season to qualify for this competition.
It's a free kick there against Mark De Vries. He's using his body to turn a player.
They reached the UEFA Cup final in 1996. Bordeaux having gone through the Intertoto Cup competition to get there. Those were the days of Lizarazu and Dugarry and Zidane all played in that Bordeaux side 7 years ago. And it's Bordeaux's 20th European campaign. Craig Levine, by comparison, a Euro novice in terms of management. Recovered well there, Stephen Presley. We are in wine country, of course, but I think it was a bottle of something else that Craig Levine had in his hand then at the touchline. And I hope he doesn't need anything stronger by the end. Unless he's celebrating, of course.
Yeah, things are going well so far, but I just feel, Rob, that in the last few minutes, Bordeaux, they're trying to pick the pace of the game up. They're starting to close Hearts down a bit quicker at the back end.
That's a good turn from Paulo Costa. Gets the better of Stamp and Nielsen. And that's terrific covering play from Patrick Kisnorbo, plugging the gap. Fenduno beginning now to build up ahead of Stade Bordeaux. Gemali overrun it, and then went in with studs showing twice, I reckon. Gets away with it. But again, feature of the first half, Jean-Louis Valois relinquishing possession too easily. Darcheville prods the ball back into the danger area. Kisnorbo, casual, recovers well, and McKenna clears.
He's lucky there, Kisnorbo. Dwelling on the ball for far too long. Well, of course, we've seen him running at pace at defenders there. Good skill.
Lifting the tempo now, Bordeaux.
Yep, definitely.
Giurietti's a long ball towards Costa. Well played, Robbie Nielsen. Gets it back from Kisnorbo, and he's fouled. Clumsy challenge from the left back, Bruno Basto.
Good play from Haslem. Robbie Nielsen quite happy to take the ball. This is the run from Paulo Costa. Skipping over tackles, good feet, right, left foot. Kisnorbo doing his job really well there, protecting the back players.
And it says much for what Craig Levein thinks of Kisnorbo, that he's willing to switch him from fullback into a position he doesn't normally play in such a big game. Well,
he's played there before, Rob. I spoke to Craig before the game regarding that. Yeah, he's been playing as a defender for Hearts, but he has played as a midfield player on several occasions at previous clubs.
And he's quick, isn't he?
That's the reason he's there. We've seen it worked in that instance, covering his back players.
Gemali doing the defending against Valois. Pochettino, Eduardo. Alicart to Basto. The Bordeaux fans beginning to respond to their team now. Great challenge, Stephen Presley did so well to prevent Paulo Costa.
Perfect timing, Presley.
Getting beyond him. Hearts making it difficult for Bordeaux to break through.
It's a free kick against Mark de Vries. I don't think he's too happy with the Bordeaux defender there going down so easily. He's really the right back, yeah.
De Vries 8 goals this season for Hearts. How we'd love to make it 9 here.
I tell you, Rob, it's ironic. De Vries has been taken out of the game on several occasions in the first half of the match, and he's the one that gets spoken to by the referee there for one foul.
Alicart's pass is poor. No chance that Paulo Costa could get there. Stephen Presley could let it go.
This is Paulo Costa again. I think he's getting beyond Phil Stamp more and more often as the half goes on, driving forward. He's a good player. This is the one Kisnorbo just comes and takes the ball away. That's good. That's good defending. Really good defending.
Craig Gordon would love to keep a clean sheet in this so important game for Hearts. Dennis Wyness is fouled by Pochettino. This could be a shooting chance.
That's better play from Dennis Wyness. Good first touch, driving forward with the ball, committing defenders, and Pochettino, like Alicart, the two of them, as soon as you get beyond them, they take you out of the game. Miles like that. Got to be better use of the ball from the set play this time.
Not renowned for his pace, Pochettino. I think that's the diplomatic version, isn't it?
I mean, he's slower than you.
I didn't say he was that slow. Jean-Louis Valois is lining this one up very carefully. Valois to Nielsen. It's beyond Mark de Vries. It's almost an own goal. A real chance for Hearts to hit the front.
Dennis Wyness, it was, Rob. What an opportunity that was. It's the first time we kept saying about Hearts putting a high ball into the box.
And when Hearts do get the ball into the danger area, no doubt that Bordeaux looking less than clever.
It was Dennis Wyness. He's only a fraction away from getting a touch to the ball. he seems to have time to keep his eye on it as well. You can see the look in his face there. He's so disappointed he didn't stick that one in the back of the net. But they're a happy bunch.
Yep, for all sorts of reasons. I think it's fair to say they've sampled the local product. Why not? It's a shame not to. 3,000 Hearts fans here. Valois' corner. Marc de Vries was there. Back in from Phil Stamp. De Vries still a threat to Bordeaux until the offside flag went up.
Dennis Wyness just a yard offside. But again, Marc de Vries, such a threat in here.
What a bizarre backward header that was from Findunot, which almost beat his own goalkeeper a few moments ago. And Dennis Wyness so close to cashing in. Pavon unimpressed. 40 minutes on the clock. Alicart to Costa. Now Findunot. The back heel for Bruno Basto. Good challenge from Robbie Nielsen. Then gives it away. A quick switch of direction. Beats Stamp. Findunot's cross. Picked out the head of Chamac. The header goes wide. That was a chance.
It was a chance. Chamac using it. It doesn't look strong, but it certainly knocks the defender out the road. I think it's maybe Andy Webster gets in front of him and really should get that on target. That's a lack of concentration. There's maybe Alan Mabry at the back post.
And this was the quick free kick, the clever free kick from Valois. Nielsen's cross, almost an own goal, saved by Rame. And Dennis Wyness agonisingly couldn't quite get there. He's been out of the team for a few weeks. Wyness replaced by Andy Kirk. And it's because of the shape that he's back in. Yeah,
Andy Kirk's, I think Craig explained before the game started, Andy Kirk's the type of player who likes the ball over the top. It's not that type of game.
Kuznorbo, beaten by Chamac. Darcheville lays it off. Paulo Costa's shot blocked.
That was a chance.
That was poor play from Kuznorbo, dwelling on the ball too long. And that's what offered up the chance for Bordeaux. It's a real mixture from Kuznorbo in this first half. He's been very impressive at times and very casual at times as well.
Rob, we've seen it there within 10 seconds in the match. A poor piece of play defensive-wise, and then that one there just made a tremendous challenge to nick the ball on the edge of the box.
Valois looking to impress back in his home country. Stephen Presley prods the pass back to Andy Webster. It's beyond Wyness, and Marc de Vries offside.
Just a fraction that time.
Less than 3 minutes of regulation time remaining in the first half, and this a stage of the game in which Hearts want to maintain full focus. They don't want a lapse in concentration. They want it at 0-0 going into the away dressing room at half-time.
That's a great challenge.
Unless, of course, it's 1-0 Hearts. They take that one, but not that way. A wayward pass from De Vries. Gemali with the long ball. It's far too long for Darcheville.
That type of pass forward certainly suits Hearts. Doesn't suit Darcheville. He likes the ball along the ground, in behind, not a high one up in the air.
Still unbeaten, Craig Gordon, in this game, and wants to keep it that way. That's for De Vries. Under the bouncing ball, using his physique well. Robbie Nielsen in, beyond De Vries, headed away by Gemali. Valois reckoned he was fouled by Eduardo, no free kick. Paulo Costa. And Jean-Claude Darcheville did catch it, but couldn't really do much with it. He's been on hot form recently, though. He scored 8 of Bordeaux's 11 goals this season. That's some ratio.
He looks a good player, Rob. He's very, very quick. You can have, just when you look at his upper body there, he's obviously very strong. His manager's not, well, he's not too unhappy, is he? Marc de Vries telling his teammates just to settle down. Let's get to half-time now. That'll be the message.
Basto's header, that was Stamp. Good control and good skill from Jean-Louis Valois. Can Robbie Nielsen catch the pass? Not quite. He was heading the other way as Valois placed the ball in front of him.
I tell you, Robbie Nielsen's played really well tonight. He's defended well, and he's also been very, very willing to get down that right-hand side.
We're in the 45th minute in the Stade Chaban-Delmas. Bordeaux 0, Hearts 0. Hearts take a lot of credit from the way they've played in this first half. And, well, what they hoped would happen has happened, in that they've defended pretty solidly. There have been 1 or 2 chances for them in front of goal.
Yep.
And, well, with a bit of luck, they might have gone in with a first-half lead.
You're right, Rob. The Dennis Winus opportunity, and you feel as if the Hearts are more than capable of getting a goal against this team. But Bordeaux showed 1 or 2 spells as well going forward. They've got good quality. Hearts have to keep concentrating to the end of this half.
We're inside the one and only minute of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Valois to Winus. Now Nielsen, after a very impressive first half from him. Gemali on the end of his cross. That was Winus. Basto being put under pressure by Stamp. Phil Stamp has really embodied what Hearts have to do here.
That's great play. Aggressive. The supporters love that, don't they? They get so behind their team in the serial passing and the play.
The end of the first half in France. And Michel Pavon not looking too happy. Craig Levein will be distinctly happier with the way things have gone. 0-0 halfway through.
Yes, Hearts doing very well in the first half there, keeping it to 0-0 at the moment. Remember, you can get in touch with us, all the w's.bbc.co.uk/SportsScotland. We want to hear what you have to say. A couple of people have emailed in already. Jamie Kinnear is a Hearts fan, says taking Hearts into a European competition on a budget smaller than John Robertson's feet is an achievement in itself. Any kind of result tonight would be a major boost to Scottish football. Robbo, we'll get your thoughts in a minute on that one. And Dave in Edinburgh says Mark de Vries is doing a brilliant job, but where is Winus? Andy Kirk must be gutted. John Robertson, what do you think? Apart from, forget the feet joke, but what do you think?
I think it's been a fantastic first half for Hearts. The major thing is Craig's got his tactics spot on. I think he should be applauded for that, and the players have stuck to it. They've been sitting deep to stop the French players running over the top, and the only real threat Hearts or Bordeaux have given Hearts is when Hearts have gave it away. But to be fair, and I don't want to tempt fate, but at this moment in time, Hearts are looking very, very comfortable. Yeah,
don't be tempting fate just yet. Are you being impressed with the way just that Hearts have set themselves up as a team? Yes,
I mean, it can all turn around in the space of seconds, as we all know in football, and we're sitting at this moment very pleased with how it's gone, because Hearts have set their tactics out. Craig Levein put a 4-5-1 formation. We said de Vries would be on his own, and I mean, it's mentioned there the person who's emailed in and said that it's a hard job for him. He's given away a few fouls, he's been fouled himself, but the main thing about it is that they set themselves out to make it difficult for Bordeaux to create and difficult for them to play and play their normal flowing style. And I think it's worked really well, because the one thing that they do Hearts well is their organisation's good. They've got likes of Presley in there. There's a few players, 1 or 2 players who wouldn't necessarily play in those positions, but look at that, this is just an example of it. Look at the shape there, they're ready to go and press it when the ball is Bordeaux are knocking it about. Now, you don't mind if the ball's getting played in their half and they've got possession of it. Possession means nothing when you've set yourself up, and look, you can just see it there. De Vries is just slightly in front of a bank of 4 players ready to come, and as soon as it was knocked forward, it was like one of the defenders who came and got it. But this is an example. Hearts, you see here, a lot of players forward, but they give the ball away, and all of a sudden there's the space developing. That's what they have to be careful about when they're getting players forward. Too many players getting in the box or getting into support de Vries could be a problem.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's right, and I could take I think it's Dave's point there, where's Dennis Winus, but if you see Hearts' tactics earlier, they've been playing a long high ball to de Vries and looking for Dennis' support from there. If you see the last 5-10 minutes, Winus has come back into the game, he's getting to get hold of the ball, because Hearts have now managed to push the game up the park. But as Gordon says, Hearts are sitting in and they're comfortable, and the temptation is to get too many players forward and get caught in the break. If they keep things going as they are, then hopefully they can come away with a fantastic result.
And Mark de Vries is ploughing that lone furrow up front. I mean, that must be a tricky one as a striker yourself. It must be a tricky one to be up there on your own.
Yeah, it is, and to be fair, Hearts away from, I never normally played away from home. Jim Jeffries, Sandy Clark even, Alec MacDonald would always go for one really maybe big striker. Or in our case it was Wayne Foster, who was very, very quick. And it was a thankless task. And I can understand the frustration, but it's not the time for Andy Kirk at the moment. If Hearts were chasing the game, needed a goal, yeah, that's the time to play Andy Kirk. Andy Kirk will come into his own in the second leg when hopefully Hearts will be looking for goals to actually go on and win the tie.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, 20 minutes in, Gordon, there was a claim for a penalty. The referee gave a free kick, but he seemed to be actually hit when he was inside the penalty area.
He did. I don't think the defender did try to get him. I think that he got behind him. He was in the wrong place. Robbie Nielsen, who I think's been Hearts' best player, I think Robbie Nielsen's done really well. Got a little touch there. It's just in the box. I think he just clips his ankle. Yeah, I don't think there's any hint of a dive in that occasion. He did clip his ankle there. You just see him as he comes across. He just catches his foot there, lifts him, and it could easily have been in the box. You know, having given it a foul, but I think it's the referee's so far away from the incident. I think that he didn't quite see that it started off in the box.
Now, I suppose that Nielsen as well, he's put the ball away. It's looking like it's going to run out, and the referee blows the whistle. He can't see whether it's in the box or not, but it would have been a soft penalty. It
would have been a soft one, but you've seen a lot softer than that given in Europe over the years, especially against Scottish teams at time. And the only thing that Robbie's actually been unlucky with is that his left foot's in the box, which is the one that gets caught, but the rest of him's outside it. And that's obviously a difficult one for the referee, but Hearts were terrible. But I've been very, very impressed with Robbie tonight. I think he's probably been just about shades as Hearts' best player.
Yeah.
He's been supporting the attack well, helping out the midfield, and more importantly, he's been doing a solid defensive job as well.
Yeah, one player that we're asked a lot of tonight is Craig Gordon, 20 years old, playing in Hearts for only the 5th time this season, his first European tie. How's he done? Well,
we said it'd be a big test for him. I think that he did punch one ball that I thought he could have caught, but maybe a lack of experience there. But in the main, he's done pretty well. I mean, it's always going to be difficult for a young goalkeeper. I personally always liked goalkeepers from 25 onwards when I was playing the team, because you always think it's a job that you learn over a length of time. But this is a good save. I mean, he's relying on his defence to back him up. I mean, he spilled it there. He's made a good save. He stopped the shot, but he really is relying on one of his fellow players. It's a good little 1-2. Bordeaux didn't do an awful lot of this. He didn't create an awful lot. Some people might have felt he could have caught that there, but he just made sure that first and foremost he got behind the shot, and you just see Andy Webster just comes across and just basically takes the danger away.
Yeah, John, if you were Michel Pavon, the Bordeaux boss, would you be throwing a lot more high balls into Craig Gordon, given the fact he's so young, he's so inexperienced?
No, I don't think that's their style. I think we spoke about it. Again, Craig's tactics are to force them wide and throw crosses in. With Webster, Presley McKenna and the height of young Craig Gordon, I'd be delighted if that was the tactics the French come out with the second half. They'll still continue to press. I mean, the only threat they've caused has been the usual continental style, little 1-2s around the edge of the box. They've had 3 shots from outside the box, but none have really troubled Craig. I think by Craig's own high standards as a young keeper, he'll be disappointed he didn't hold on to that first one.
Sure.
But he's done everything he's been asked to do, and I'm sure he will do the same again in the second half.
A positive first half for Hearts, Gordon, but now and again a wee bit of complacency, giving the ball away when perhaps they shouldn't have.
That's the biggest problem has really been just the players giving it away. The organisation's very good, the system's working fine, but they've given possession of the ball and in good positions at times in order to attack. They're giving it away. Valois, as a player, you're really depending on to create for Hearts, but he has sort of been a bit untidy at times, because Norbro as well has given the ball away in situations that have resulted in Bordeaux getting forward, getting shot. I mean, it didn't cause him any trouble there, but that's the biggest problem. And I think that the other players will be getting on to him a little bit and saying, look, we don't want to be giving away possession easily here. When we get it back, we have to work hard to get it back, and having got it back, we've got to keep possession and basically go and link up, get up the other end of the field. Because I do think Hearts can score tonight. It'll probably be more or less from a set piece, because I think that's their biggest threat. But as I say, there's Cosnobo on that occasion just giving it away, a bit untidy, a bit slack. You can't afford to have any of that. You've got to be concentrated and work hard throughout the whole game. And I think Craig Levine will probably have a word with him at half-time about that.
Yeah, there have been 1 or 2 set pieces, John, and the distribution has not been particularly good. But towards the end of the first half there was a nice little free kick and almost scored a goal, Hearts.
Yeah, it was very bizarre in the end. This is a good play here, and it's a great little dink for Robbie Nielsen. What the French fullbacks did here, I don't know. And it first looks as if Dennis had a fresh air, but I think you'll see it from behind the goals, from behind the Hearts goals. The ball actually skids away from Dennis before he can get near it. What the guy's doing, I don't know. The keeper's done it's a terrific save. You don't see it from this angle. It looks there as if Dennis has fresh aired it, and he's disappointed himself. But this is the angle here. I think you'll see that the ball skids away just before he's got time to draw back his foot. It skids away there, and he just misses out. But that must give Hearts encouragement, and if they could get that vital away goal, then they really are in the driving seat.
I mean, that was about the only free kick that Hearts actually caused some trouble. I mean, obviously the fullback caused a bit of bother himself there, but have you been disappointed by the way that they haven't actually been taking advantage of the set pieces?
I think when you have the ability that Jean-Louis Valois has, you'll be looking for a little bit more from him. Even his general all-round play tonight as well. But I think it's been a good performance for Hearts away from him. You're not going to get a lot of chances. that's why Craig's opted to play one up and people to support him. So, you know, you've got to take advantage of the set pieces. Valwas looks as if he's trying to score with one from the angle where Robbie Nielsen might have been a penalty. That's the one where you're looking them to fizz it in and make the Bordeaux defence and keeper work to keep it out.
Yeah, what do you think would Craig Levein be saying to them? It's quarter away through the home and away tie. Yeah. What are we saying to them just now? I
think Gordon said it right. He'll be concentrating on not giving possession away easy. You know, if Bordeaux get the ball down, play a couple of 1-2s and score a class as a good goal, then you have to accept that. But Craig won't want them to be giving the ball away easy and let it just become waves of attack. It's difficult. Perhaps tell Mark DeVries to stay a wee bit further up the park so that they actually have a target to hit. Because there's no doubt when they hit Big Mark, he's keeping the ball from them, and it allows his defence to get out and get a breather.
John Levy-Alban, we mentioned earlier on, he's given the ball away a few times, but he's the kind of player that could maybe make a difference in this game, and we know Craig Levein likes him. Oh,
I mean, he's a creative player. I mean, that's his main aspect about John Levy-Alban. He's the type of player, even from set pieces, he can deliver the sort of balls in the box that you want. Another thing, I agree with John, what I would say was that Craig Levein will be saying that when we get the ball forward, we don't want to all be running forward and en masse to support it. OK, certain players can go forward, but on the occasion we showed there where Mark DeVries' pass went behind the whole midfield, we're actually trying to support, and all of a sudden Bordeaux were on top. I believe Bordeaux will step up in the second half. I can't believe that they'll be as bad again, because the onus is on them as a home side to have a go. I know there's not much atmosphere, there doesn't seem to be a big crowd on their behalf, there's not much cheering when they get possession, but I do really think that they'll be better, and Hearts will realise that, and I think they'll have to step up the level of performance. But as I agree with John, it's been very good so far. That the tactics, organisation and the way the players have committed themselves has been tremendous.
0-0 at half-time, and you're saying that Craig Levein's doing all the right things. You think, you know, would they give it 10-15 minutes and then make a change, or you stick with it the way it is?
No, I don't think so. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The only concern I have at the moment, Consporbo's pace is getting him about the place, and he's breaking him a lot of attacks. It's just his distribution. That might be the one we talked about Severn at the start of the game, about being in there to do a defensive job. But I think the longer the game goes at 0-0, Craig will be... He won't want to change anything. He'll want to keep it as tight as possible, because there's one thing for sure, they're organised and everybody seems to know what their job is.
Now, we've had an email from Andy McCrindle, a Hearts fan. He says, as a fellow Jambo, I would like to know how far John Robertson thinks this team can go. Presumably it means in Europe. Well,
it's really down to tonight. We talk about Bordeaux being a top-class French side, and if Hearts can continue to hold it as it is and maybe sneak something and get the match back to Tynecastle, then there's no doubt, given what we've seen so far, then they've got a real chance, and then, the confidence that takes you could take them further on the tournament.
Gordon, I suppose the danger perhaps in the way that Hearts have set themselves up tonight is if Bordeaux do get a goal, I mean, how do you respond to it? Because they've only got the one guy up front, how would you play it?
I think if they do get a goal, then Hearts might just change the system a little bit, because I think you'd want to get something away from them. I said before, I really would like to see Hearts get a goal tonight. I think that John's mentioned before, going out the UEFA Cup so often on goal difference that it becomes a big problem. It makes the tie at home all the more difficult, because you're always worried about your back door being unlocked and losing a goal because it's counting double. So I think if Bordeaux did score tonight, I think he would certainly throw on Andy Kirk and get him in the game, and maybe Winnes hasn't been enough in the game, I don't think, but he's probably working hard in the midfield. He's doing his job defensively. He's trying to support it. He got up near the end of the first half and had quite a good supporting run when he got fouled in the edge of the box, but they need a little bit more bursts from midfield maybe to get beyond De Vries.
OK, well, let's head back over into the stadium in Bordeaux and speak to Rob and Sandy. Rob, not very noisy in the stadium. I know there's 3,100 Hearts fans there, but what's the atmosphere like from the home fans?
Yeah, you're right. It's been pretty muted so far from the home support. Maybe that's just the way they are. It took about maybe half an hour of the first half to really hear them at all. They did respond when Bordeaux created a few quick-fire chances, but they've gone quiet again. I suppose they've been quietened down by the way Hearts have played. Hearts have taken the sting out of what Bordeaux have had to offer so far. And certainly the Hearts fans here, 3,100 officially. Unofficially, probably a few hundred more, I reckon, have managed to get their hands on tickets. They've had plenty to shout about, Sandy, haven't they?
I think the Hearts fans they're delighted with their team's performance on the field, and you know, we spoke before the game, and speaking to Craig and Peter yesterday, the one thing they felt was that out in the field of play they have to be aggressive, they have to make sure they win the battle first, and the Hearts fans have recognised their players are doing that, and as long as you see that, then you're going to be happy with that. But you know, just as Gordon's saying, and I listened to the conversation with Gordon and John in the studio, I think Gordon's right that Hearts are capable of getting a goal here tonight, and the last thing you want is for this game to end up maybe 0-0, then you go back to Tynecastle. Bordeaux will be a different set of tactics from them and from Hearts. Hearts will then have to go for it, and they might well leave gaps at the back, and we see the pace up front of D'Archeville, and he is so quick, he will be dangerous at Tynecastle.
John was talking about the performance of Robbie Neilson in the first half. John, it's interesting to think, isn't it, that he was out on loan at Queen of the South not so long ago. It looked as if he was going to be let go by Hearts. Here he is back in the side again and looking a top-class player. Yeah,
that's right, and Robbie's one of these guys, he's a competent professional at Hearts. You look at him, he's a very fit young lad, he's been dogged with injuries, but he's always had that ability to play there, and he's also got the added weapon of that huge throw his. But yeah, it's delighted that one of the youngsters is shining tonight, and hopefully they can continue to keep this clean sheet.
OK, Rob, we're looking at pictures now of the Hearts fans. They look in an ebullient mood. You enjoyed the second half, and take us through it, Rob and Sandy.
Thanks, Diggy. Bordeaux back on the pitch, or some of them at least, coming out in dribs and drabs.
That's that long walk from the tunnel.
It's almost a taxi job, isn't it? From the dressing room area out onto the pitch. And I was saying to Craig Levine beforehand, at least it's a couple of minutes to calm yourself when you're heading for the dressing room, although it might not work that way. No,
Craig's been actually very relaxed on this trip. And the way out yesterday he was very calm, recognised exactly what he wanted to do, and as the lads have stayed in the studio there, his tactics have worked a treat, 100% right so far. But we see Dennis Wine instead. I think he can still contribute that a little bit more. And the one disappointment for me is certainly been Jean-Louis Valois when Hearts have possession of the ball. We see him there, the Frenchman. He's maybe trying too hard, daft as it sounds, back in his home country, trying to impress the Bordeaux fans. But if he just passes the ball a little bit quicker, keeps possession when necessary, maybe even working the ball back the way at times, then I think Hearts can then gradually work further up the field. He's an important player.
There's been a fair bit of wine tasting going on in the last 24 hours or so.
Careful.
And, well, let's hope the Hearts can look back on this and think it's been a vintage performance in Europe, with Michel Pavon passing on last-minute instructions as the teams re-emerge to Pascal Fenduno. And, of course, Jean-Claude D'Archeville has just shown little flashes of what he can do up front, but Hearts will be happy with the job they've done on the main goal-scoring threat from Bordeaux. But tucked in behind this man, Fenduno, he's looked elusive.
He's a good player. Anytime Kisnorbo gets dragged away from his area, Fenduno gets on the ball, and he's had one or two efforts from the edge of the box. Nothing on target so far, but looks quality. If you give him time and space, he'll cause you problems.
Well, part one was a Hearts success story in this first leg. UEFA Cup second round tie. Part two is beginning, and Hearts will look to deliver after the restart exactly what they did prior to it. Composure, discipline, organisation, it's all been there so far for Hearts. They have to do the same again, and you would have to say as well, a tactical success story so far for Craig Levine.
Hopefully it will continue second half, and Hearts maybe get one or two opportunities, as lads were saying as well, especially at set pieces. Could certainly make that count.
That's a promising sign for Hearts as Eduardo gives the ball away immediately in the second half. And it's been loose play against Craig Levine's team at times from Bordeaux, but a lot of the credit for that must go to the way Hearts have got at Bordeaux.
That's the way to do it, Rob. There's a wee chance maybe? No, it's cleared up. But you're absolutely right. The Hearts player, every single player, has worked so hard to stop Bordeaux playing.
D'Archeville trying to hold off Maybury. Back with Pochettino and his central defensive partner alongside him, Hervé Alicart. One of their boys from Brazil on the ball, Eduardo. Up to Chamac. That's good defending again from Hearts, and Patrick Kisnorbo is at the heart of it.
I tell you, Rob, Jean-Louis Valois should have got that tackle in there. He stepped out of that one.
On the overlap, Jim Ali heading for the byline, wins a corner.
That's good play from the full-back. Alan Maybury giving away the corner kick that time. But just before that, it was Valois. For me, he really should have been in for the 50-50 challenge. That's the corner kick.
And a warm welcome from the Hearts supporters for Frank Giurietti as he steps over right in front of them to take the corner. Five Bordeaux shirts in the box for Giurietti. Presley won the header. Second one was from McKenna. And then who's pushing out at the edge of the area to force the ball clear? It's the captain again.
He certainly leads by example, Stephen Presley. Won the first header, made the final clearance.
Bordeaux trying to find new ways of bursting the Hearts system. Lacked ideas for much of the first half, lacked ingenuity. They have got players capable, but they haven't produced too much so far. Great challenge, Alan Maybury on Fenduno. Won the ball, Valois keeps it this time. Wyness fired up to the feet of De Vries.
That's good play from Hearts. Wyness involved.
Hearts using the full width of the pitch. Giurietti with the reverse ball. Darcheville! Wonderful efforts from the striker and not far away.
That's great play from the striker. Strength, awareness, magnificent shot at the end. It's a good ball. Giurietti, diagonal play, and Tassiville pulls off Kevin McKenna there, just knocks it inside him. That's a decent effort. If that's on target, it would have been a difficult one for the young goalkeeper.
Lovely first touch there from Darcheville, which got him away from McKenna. It opened up the gap for him, and he struck that with ferocity, and it wasn't far off target. And I don't think Craig Gordon would have had too much chance with that one had it been under the crossbar.
There's no question he's the most dangerous player, Jean-Claude Darcheville.
Had a loan spell at Nottingham Forest, didn't really shine at the City ground. A replacement at Bordeaux for Pauletta, who was a very popular player here, and difficult boots to fill. Paulo Costa, another of the new arrivals. There's been a big turnaround of players here. Much change from the title-winning squad of 1999. But that's the sort of quality that has been at Bordeaux in the past, and looking to recapture those former glories. Valois' pass was intended for De Vries. He was offside. Play goes on. Presley, good pass. Good use of the ball from Presley, picking out Maybury. Valois to Kisnorbo. That's good play from Hearts. Composed and calm.
That's good play from Dennis Wyness there. Good pressure on Pochettino. A good spell from Hearts' point of view. A few combination of passes, switches of play.
You would expect Hearts to grow in belief, wouldn't you?
Well, you would. The ball's just out there. You know, I don't think there's too much to fear from the Bordeaux team. You can see they've got qualities in certain areas, but I really would like to see Hearts getting at them at the back end a little bit more.
Pochettino to Basto. He's quick. That's a great challenge again from Kisnorbo. He's done it so often. He is playing a key role for Hearts in front of the defence.
He's played the position so well. It's almost as a front sweeper, recognising the danger, timing the tackle to perfection. That was good play from Basto going forward, don't break from the back, a left full back.
In the 6th minute, in France, Bordeaux 0, Hearts 0. Live from BBC Scotland. That's a great pass to Chamak. And a good challenge in the end from Andy Webster to tuck the ball behind.
It was a poor first touch stroke from Chamak. Knocks it just a little bit too far in front, allowing Andy Webster to get back at him. And that's twice in a row, diagonal pass into that inside left channel, caused Hearts problems.
In from Paulo Costa, away by Kisnorbo. Fenduno, Jemali. Blocked by Maybury. Tries to get beyond him this time, but Alan Maybury sticking to the job, and again turns it behind.
Jemali's a good player going forward. He has a full back, but he plays almost like a right winger in times. Kisnorbo out to help Maybury there between the two of them. Clear danger. There's a corner kick.
Full concentration required here for Hearts. Giurietti gave it plenty on the corner kick. It was always going to be a stretch for Darcheville.
Couldn't quite get there. I think that's from the training ground. Rob Darcheville makes the run towards the back area. Can't get any connection on it.
Andy Webster was also very quickly out and on top of the Bordeaux striker there as he tried to get in that shot.
He was going to be closed down.
Mark de Vries with the header. The problem with those flick-ons is there's rarely going to be anybody there.
Rob, I was just going to say that to you there. That's the one thing that Hearts can't do. The ball's high up towards the face. It's got to come back the way. There's no way the system they're playing that Wyness or Valois or anyone else is going to get beyond Mark de Vries.
That's poor use of the ball from Jemali for Bordeaux. That plays into Hearts' hands. Presley, Kisnorbo, Maybury, that's given away. Loose pass. Eduardo to Costa. Back from Basto. Aricart. Giurietti plays it wide. Jemali's cross. Forced away by Phil Stamp. Bordeaux trying to turn up the heat on Hearts.
That was good play from Bordeaux, Rob. Good passing, good movement across the middle of the park and up front. Phil Stamp doing well.
Paulo Costa looking for a free kick and gets it.
Stephen Presley bringing him down, Hearts captain there. You can just sense that Bordeaux are certainly trying to pick the pace up. You'll see it here, Presley just pulling them back. He's down very easily.
I don't know how much contact there was there, Sandy, to be honest.
Nah, I think there was contact. This is the earlier one, it's Phil Stamp. Actually, that was McKinnon first and foremost there. I think it just had touched his arm by accidental.
It did touch his arm. Don't think he knew too much about it.
Again, second ball inside the box. Hearts doing well. Phil Stamp that time.
Hearts looking to defend the free kick, and it's grabbed by Craig Gordon, played in by Darcheville.
That's a good save from the young goalkeeper. He looks very confident in goal.
Webster's challenge on the young Moroccan, Chamak. Pochettino's pass to Paulo Costa. Fenduno, Darcheville. The Guinea international, Fenduno again, just 22. Pochettino's pass, gets it back from Giurietti. Kisnorbo trying to stick tight with Fenduno, but it's a good change of pace. And a late fall, which might well merit a yellow card, I would have thought.
I think that's what Stevie Presley's saying to the referee. Don't like to see that simulation again, isn't it? But he's a good player, he can sell me. He does well, but Kisnorbo fights his corner well, sticks with him, and eventually he's crowded out. Presley over to help as well.
That's got to be a booking,
yes,
surely.
Well, you know, it's certainly a dive, there's no question about that. This is the one that's Bordeaux maybe looking for a penalty kick there. It certainly hits his hand, but there's no way it's deliberate.
Didn't see it, Kevin McKenna. There was no chance he could have withdrawn that left arm.
It's a good spell for Bordeaux, Rob. I mean, the Bordeaux goal hasn't touched the ball for a long time now. The game has been played in Hearts' half.
Looking menacing, the French side. In from Chamac. Away by Nielsen. Fenduno. Now with Basto. Fenduno is the man who's pulling the strings for Bordeaux. Tucked in behind the main strikers. He's off again on a run. Giurietti tries to find him. Paulo Costa stumbled on the ball. Nielsen did well to pick out Marc de Vries. Not too much on for him.
Giving the ball away there, the big striker though. I feel as if Bordeaux just they've lifted the pace that little bit. They seem to be a yard off the Hearts players now. Time to lift their head and play a pass. Their movement's good, they're working harder.
Fenduno, that's poor. By his standards, very poor.
It was. I think he acknowledges that there. The Hearts have to try and hold the ball again, get Marc de Vries involved, try and play further up the field. And that's what Big Mark's saying there, giving it ball.
De Vries trying to play that one off for Valois. Unsuccessful. Gemali, Darcheville. He's away from McKenna. But it's a poor cross, thankfully for Hearts.
That was a poor ball. I've been impressed with him tonight. Shaking his head there, not too happy with it. But he's a strong player, very quick.
Still doesn't look too content. Michel Pavon. The De Vries header drops for Gemali. Eduardo's pass over the head of Webster. Chamac squares it for Darcheville, and his shot trickles wide.
That's a chance again. It's that same pass, that's 3 times in the second half. Diagonal ball back to front. Chamac that time getting behind Andy Webster. It's a marvellous pass. Webster maybe caught the wrong side, tries to pull it back to Darcheville here. Just not enough on it to give the striker a chance to get his shot on target. Could maybe had a go himself, but elected to pass it inside the box. Young Craig Gordon was on his toes. He may, if it was on target, he certainly would have got there. Just ushers it wide.
Nearly an hour gone. Still goalless between Bordeaux and Hearts. Excellent play again from Nielsen. If he can play the last half hour as he's played the first hour, Robbie Nielsen will be very proud of his night's work. Fenduno's cross. Darcheville! Off the line! And the second attempt saved by Craig Gordon. It was Andy Webster who kicked it off the line. Firstly, Bordeaux foiled.
That's the best chance of the game. Very unlucky there, the striker. But great save second time round for young Craig Gordon. But the warning signs are there for Hearts now. They've got to work that a little bit harder now. Stop Bordeaux, stop their build-up, especially down the flanks.
Hearts well aware that they're going to be under a lot of pressure between now and the full-time whistle. Can they survive?
It was Fendo again, Rob, down that right-hand side. As soon as he gets into wide areas further forward, his delivery is very good.
Basto's pass. Paulo Costa moving at pace. Wins a free kick.
There's a corner, Rob. And I've certainly picked the pace up. He's unlucky there, but Hearts certainly getting a break. The shot hitting off inside the post.
Corner taken short. Good challenge on Paulo Costa by Phil Stamp.
It's certainly a very important part of the game now. Bordeaux have lifted the pace, they're probably giving it their best shot now. It's important Hearts concentrate, keep working hard, keep trying to deny them space. Sitting too far back at the moment.
Chamak threatening again. Enough pressure on him to ensure the shot didn't hit the target, but he and Darcheville are becoming a real threat.
This is the one that hits the post, Rob. Fendo down the right-hand side. That's a great ball in. Darcheville does well. It's very, very unlucky. But watch this save. This is a good save from young Craig Gordon. It's low, it's hard, it's through a lot of bodies, but it makes it look easy.
I was really impressed here with Andy Webster, because when the ball cannons back off the post like that, it could have gone anywhere. It could have gone into the net off Webster, but he managed to kick it off the line. Now Hearts on the attack. That ball bobbled in front of Ali Cart and spun off his shin and went behind. Hearts of a corner.
Well, they're lucky there to get the corner kick, the bobble, as you said. It certainly takes the pressure off the defenders for a few minutes. Just watching Peter Houston, he's out in the touchline trying to get some instructions on the field.
If ever Hearts want a good quality ball played in, it's now. Valois' left foot, Mark de Vries tried to get his head to it at the back post. No joy.
No, couldn't quite get there. Good defending, to be fair. Pochettino, I think it was, just been strong enough to not let the big fella get a header on. You see here, two of them, big, strong, solid, ball going all the way through.
I think what helped Mark de Vries not get the header was the fact his shirt was being held by Pochettino there. Jimali's delivery. Chamak diverts it towards Darcheville. Kevin McKenna slices his clearance. Now on Maybury. Tackle from the back by Chamak, and that's a yellow card for the Moroccan.
I think he's a little bit unlucky there. When you see some of the incidents that's went before him, no yellow card shown. I think he's just trying to win the ball. It's a free kick. It's from the back. It doesn't get into the ball.
Could have hurt Alan Maybury though, to be fair.
I think he's just been enthusiastic.
Caught the trailing leg. Pochettino's headed away. He's Norbo, works it onto Valois. Maybury, good play. Tried to slide that one through for de Vries. Now it's Bordeaux on the move again with Basto. That's good defending from Stephen Presley. Terrific reading of the game and snuffs out the threat.
No free kick. It's Norbo, I think, was looking for it there. But Jean-Louis Valois, when he picked that ball up there on the left-hand side, he had nowhere to pass the ball to. Mark de Vries was his only target, and he was wide on the right-hand side, opposite side of the field.
"20 minutes gone in the second half. 25 left. If Hearts are to build the sort of foundations they would like to take back to Tynecastle in 3 weeks' time. Free kick against Andy Webster.
Yep, just pushing Chamak down there.
Craig Gordon knows he's going to have more saves to make in this match. Giurietti with the delivery. It's well negotiated again by Robbie Nielsen under pressure from Pochettino.
That's going to play from Robbie Nielsen again. Didn't allow the Bordeaux player to get a challenge for the cross, just ushering it out for the throw-in in their favour. Substitution.
Yep, Bordeaux making their first change. Paulo Costa is the player who heads off. And coming on is Albert Riera, Spanish under-21 international, and scored in the first round of this competition against Bordeaux's Slovakian opposition. Poor ball from Jambos, and poor clearance by Kisnorbo. Handed it straight back to Eduardo. Basto's cross. Kevin McKenna took charge. Fenduno picks the ball up deep. Played square for Alicart. Basto. The substitute, Riera. Fenduno. Jambos. Kept it in. 1 against 2 for Jambos. The Frenchman still has it. Finally knocked over the line. Well, it was knocked over the line by Alan Maybury, but it also took a touch off Jambos, the right back.
Good play from the Hearts players there. Jean-Louis Valois working back the way. Rowan going their way. What a tumble there from Maybury.
Riera looking for Darcheville, played away by Kevin McKenna. But the bulk of the possession at the moment is with the home team.
Substitution for Hearts, Rob.
End of the game for Jean-Louis Valois. Paul Hartley will replace him. So you imagine that doesn't really mean a terrific change to the system, Sandy.
No, I'm sure Paul will come and play the left-hand side where Valois has been playing. Paul's got good pace. I'm sure he'll try to get forward up beside Mark de Vries. He's also very comfortable playing midfield, Hartley.
Fresh legs as well.
Yep, I think it's not a surprise really. Valois has been certainly giving the ball away too many times first half. Haven't really seen much of him second half.
Work rate crucial for Hearts.
Yeah, we've got to keep concentrating, Rob, and working hard. And while the game stands at 0-0, they'll be more than happy to keep doing that type of thing. Working up and down the park, getting tackles in.
Alicart's pass. Albert Riera relieved of possession and thumped downfield by Nielsen. Headed back to Ulrich Rami, who must be feeling a bit lonely.
He's certainly not had much to do second half. The Hearts really can't get the ball to de Vries, not the same way as they managed in the first half to build up some attacks.
Giurietti running at the Hearts defence, played away by Webster. De Vries can't keep it. And these attacks from Bordeaux almost incessant. That's a foul on Nielsen.
Chaban just had the yellow card a few minutes ago.
Robbie Nielsen in need of some attention, and well, his performance has been standout. I mean, without telling you your job, he must be in the frame for man of the match.
Well, it's certainly a contender, Rob. No question about that. That's the other one. That's a dive as well. Giurietti. Chaban, he's got to be careful. He's the one with the yellow card.
Chaban getting a word shouted in his ear from the new coach.
I don't think he's too happy with him.
No. Is that your knowledge of French, or is it more the gestures?
I think the body language says it all. But that's, you know, they're under a little bit of pressure, or more pressure certainly second half than they were first half. But they have coped with it very well. They've had to defend across the 18-yard line. Still a little bit deep at times, but they can get up because they can get a quality pass to de Vries to hold the ball. Robbie Nielsen's finished with lots of things.
Yeah, the message going back to the Hearts bench that Nielsen's not going to make it. So Hearts will want to get the change made quickly. 10 on the pitch for them at the moment. Although the ball out of play might enable them to make the switch. I wonder if there's still some debate going on as to who it's going to be. Austin McCann is a contender, I suppose, for a full-back position with Maybury crossing to the other side.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I'm sure Craig will be trying to do it as quick as he can.
Chaban giving his best shot, but couldn't keep that in. He's a player though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just a... Was he 19?
Yep.
Moroccan. Yeah, you can see he's a big lad. He's a good footballer. Lots of potential.
Well, it's a sad end to the match for Robbie Nielsen. And it is going to be Austin McCann who will replace Nielsen.
Alan Maybury, I'm sure, will go and play the right-hand side now. McCann slot in down the left.
Hearts will miss Nielsen because, well, he's been so impressive and so composed, hasn't he?
He's played very, very well. He's done an excellent game for a young lad. And that's just unlucky more than anything else. The challenge didn't look too much, but obviously it's a bad one.
Yeah, he's taken a few knocks in the course of the game. And one too many there. Urgency about Bordeaux, there has to be. With 27 minutes or so gone in the second half, time is running away from them. And they will want at least one goal to take to Tynecastle for the return. At the moment, things going according to the Hearts plan. The Hearts really are getting a terrific response from their supporters here as well. You know, I think it's fair to say, having seen some of them in action last night, I've enjoyed the trip. And again, that's exactly what Stephen Presley and company want. Pass played into the gap, but with far too much pace.
Yep, Stephen Presley again had it covered. He's playing the sweeper role tonight, very comfortable playing in a back four. 4 or 5 as they're playing tonight. Riera looking for the free kick there, but he was never going to get that.
And you were 10 years with Hearts as both as player and manager, Sandy, and you can relate to what these people are thinking and shouting at the moment.
So yeah, they're a fabulous bunch of supporters. I had 10 marvellous years at Tynecastle. Thoroughly enjoying this tonight. Hopefully Hearts can keep working away and get at least a 0-0.
Yeah, Hearts would like to think that this video tonight might join the greatest hits collection, along with some of the great games. Stuttgart, remember that game not so long ago at Tynecastle, 3-2. Bayern Munich beaten in Edinburgh as well.
You're starting to sound like John Robertson now. This has to be man, he'll tell you every fact.
That was a good flick from Mark de Vries, and Rame wakened from his slumbers. Paul Hartley has it back from Giurietti. An unforced error really from the midfielder there.
It's good play from Hartley as well, though. He worked hard to get close to his opponent. Mark de Vries offside again. There's another few seconds away.
.15 minutes left. Can Hearts finish what they've started? It's been a polished performance so far. But still much to be done. They know it.
Just need a little bit more composure there, Rob, because Norbo had a chance to bring that ball down. Maybe could have played the ball into Mark de Vries. I feel sorry for the big striker today. You can see him there. He's just dragging his legs across the pitch again. He's had a thankless task.
Tough shift.
Yep.
What Hearts are doing is handing back possession to Bordeaux too quickly, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. You know, they're inventing Bordeaux to come on them time and time again. Waves of attack, it's called. But as we keep saying, they have defended really well. Got a little bit lucky with the one that hit the post, but other than that, they have done exceptionally well.
You just listen to the Hearts supporters, and they at the moment are supplying the backing track to this performance from their team, and they've certainly silenced their opposite numbers who are shouting for Bordeaux, or whispering for Bordeaux as it's been for most of the game. Kevin McKenna's determined header, turned back by Ali Cart to Rame. And you can just almost see Bordeaux scratching their heads at times here, wondering what they can do to open up Hearts and find the goal they want so badly. Riera, the substitute.
He's won a free kick.
Soft one.
Alan Maybury doesn't agree with the referee. I don't see any contact made there either.
Went down very easily, Riera. Six in the box for Bordeaux. Riera's delivery. Pochettino with a chance. Great save, Craig Gordon. That could be crucial.
That's a marvellous save from the young goalkeeper. Great reflexes. It's a little flick on. Pochettino getting time at the back post to control the ball. Good first touch, bottom of that time. Good height from the goalkeeper. But I tell you what, he gets two solid hands to it. There's no way that's going in.
Yeah, quick reactions and good hands behind it from the 20-year-old. More pressure on Hearts though. Giurietti's corner. The header too high from Eduardo.
Well over the bar. The Hearts are defending set pieces really well tonight. That young man there, that's a fabulous save.
That was the big test, wasn't it?
Yep.
That was his moment, Craig Gordon, where he had to deliver, and he was so solidly behind. A good shot from Pochettino. Palermo-born Craig Gordon. He's started training with Hearts when he was still only 11. He's been attached to the club for a long time. He's had a long time to wait as well before making a breakthrough.
It's another good young Scottish player coming through, Rob. Great to see.
Stooping for the header there was McKenna. Wyness sets up Stamp. Phil Stamp is caught, and I think pretty cleverly wins a free kick.
Yeah, he does that so well, though, Phil Stamp. Hasn't much opportunity tonight to drive forward, but Alacat there taking them out of the game. But I think, as you say, I think Phil knows exactly what he's doing. I'll just knock the ball beyond here and win as a free kick.
I think he was just hopeful that he wasn't going to have to go and run after that and catch it.
Chance from the set piece. Paul Hartley normally gives a very good delivery.
McKenna and Webster alongside De Vries inside the Bordeaux penalty area. Wyness just outside. Paul Hartley plays it up for McKenna! Hearts have scored! Mark De Vries gets the final touch after Kevin McKenna's header came back off the inside of the post. Just what the Hearts supporters wanted.
Always saying that, Rob, from a set piece, there was a chance. It's a great ball in from Paul Hartley. What a great header from Kevin McKenna. I'm not too sure if they didn't cross the line before De Vries gets there. We'll see here. That's a great ball. Marvellous header. Goalkeeper gets a touch to it. Oh, it didn't go in. Mark De Vries had to get there, had to get the final touch. You really can't miss from there. But what a fine save that is in De Vries. Jennifer reacting first. Off the back of the net.
Yeah, it needed to be put in the back of the net because it didn't look as if it was going to cross the line from McKenna. What a moment for Hearts. Riera played in for Giurietti. Good challenge by Hartley. Gemily on the move. Austin McCann matches the run. Hearts have got themselves where they wanted to be. Now they want to close this out and take a 1-0 lead back to Tynecastle.
If it ends up 1-0, it'll be a fabulous result. Craig Levine's going to make another change. Scotch there as we see.
Yeah, Hearts will want to keep things tight and get some fresh legs, some fresh energy into the midfield. Full stamp off, and Scott Severin, who must have been disappointed not to start this one, comes on for the final 10 minutes.
I'm sure Scott will come on and work hard, but Phil Stamp is just going off there. Don't forget his part in that goal as well. He's the one that won the free kick. He's got to concentrate now. You can see the look on Derciville's face there. That's all through the Bordeaux team now. It's a real test for them if they get any heart left.
Bordeaux going to make another quick change. Giurietti off. And David, the Brazilian striker, is on. They've got to go for it. Midfielder off, striker on. Hearts fans can hardly believe it. Fenduno's cross blocked by Dennis Wyness.
Not even a free kick.
Wyness knew too much about that. It might have hit his arm, but it was hardly deliberate.
I think it's his chest there. I think the referee's got that one wrong.
I think his arms have moved in that case.
Certainly in a dangerous position. Just keep concentrating now.
Hearts keep out Bordeaux as the French team go in desperate search of an equaliser. The left foot of Riera swings the ball in. The head of Kees Norbo gets it clear. Darcheville chased by Maybury. Riera again plays it in, and again it's terrific defending from Hearts. Andy Webster there with a powerful header. soft free kick goes the way of Bordeaux. Another chance for the home team to get Pochettino and Alicante up into the box. Darcheville's free kick. Presley's clearance. And that's a Hearts free kick, which goes down well, I would imagine, with a few thousand Hearts fans.
+2. But good defender again, 1 or 2 set pieces there. But Stephen Presley, we see him in the picture there, immense again, leading by example. That's a free kick against Dennis Winus. Not an awful lot in it, but I think it was just a little overzealous there, Eduardo.
7 or so minutes left. A matter of minutes between Hearts and what would be a momentous result. If they can keep it this way, Sandy, this would have to rank alongside some of the terrific performances of old.
I can't think of a better one in Europe, Rob, to be honest with you. But to beat, you know, Bordeaux 4th in the French League last year at home, and really you can't say they haven't deserved it. Didn't have a lot of opportunities second half, but when the one came along, we kept saying about set pieces, try and take advantage. And that's eventually what paid off for them.
It's about taking chances, isn't it, when they do come along?
Yeah, and I think you've also got to say, Rob, young Craig Gordon saved just a few minutes before the goal as well. All adds up.
Yeah, 2 defining moments, those in this match. But Hearts still with a bit to do, though. Having got in front, they want to stay there. No joy for David, the Brazilian sub. Austin McCanns launches it, and Hearts happy just to sit in and try to continue to frustrate Bordeaux. Left back, Basto. Darcheville, well, again, goes to ground so easily, and the Icelandic referee, Kristen Jakobsson, again taken in.
I don't think that was a free kick.
It's taken quickly. And Stephen Presley is, as ever, in the right place at the right time.
First to the ball again.
Points his fingers towards his temples and says, let's stay switched on. Riera's corner. And it's wide.
Terrible, that's a chance.
Deflected wide, it's another corner.
It's a good ball and good delivery. Yeah, it comes off Mark de Vries.
It was Fendouno who got his head to it, and a disappointing effort from Bordeaux's point of view. Fendouno's corner, well judged by Dennis Winus, heads it away. Back in it comes from Eduardo. Webster's header that time. Darcheville's shot blocked. There's desperation about Bordeaux's efforts at getting back on terms. Chamak's header runs through to Craig Gordon, and he'll not be in too much of a hurry to release it. 5 minutes left.
That's good play again from Hearts. Bordeaux now, they're trying to take route one, high balls into the box. You've got to say the 3 big Hearts central defenders, they should handle that without too many problems.
Jemali. Darcheville didn't get enough on it. It was down to Kevin McKenna's challenge.
Also good positional play from Alan Mabry, covering in behind him, not leaving any gaps.
Now here's where really Hearts just want to keep the ball.
Yeah, well, second half, really, they haven't, they've defended very well, but they haven't passed the ball as well as they did first half. Haven't created anything like the chances they had first half. But it's all about scoring a goal, and they've got the most important factor, they've got in front.
McCann has done well since coming on as substitute. Gordon's clearance, collected by Jemali. That's McCann's challenge to win it against David.
That's better play, just keep the ball now.
That ball curled out of play before it arrived back on the pitch, aimed at Mark de Vries, who's got through a pound of work and has scored that oh-so important goal. The incredible scoring record of de Vries continues. Scored against Elias Nukar in the last round. And a goal that he might well have in his scrapbook for years to come. But Hearts, again, with some defending to do.
Yeah, that was a free kick again. Right that time, the referee, because Norbo and Penduno.
The referee got it right. That's a phrase we haven't used too often.
That's been too bad. Oh, there's a little disagreement there.
Little international incident.
Stephen speaking French.
Alicart lining up for a crack at goal. And that will do nicely.
That sums them up, Rob. I think mentally they've got now, Bordeaux. This is the goal again. That's a great header from Kevin McKinnon. What a save that is from Rami in goal. But Mark de Vries, great reactions. He's worked so hard all night, and that's his reward. Sticks it in the net from no more than 6 inches. Great save, but first to react.
Scores every type of goal, doesn't he, de Vries?
Yep.
I think when he arrived, a lot of people thought big target man, he'll be good in the air, but his goals really come from everywhere. And how vital is that one? And how much could that one be worth? As Hearts hope they can progress to the third round of this UEFA Cup competition. They're looking to lay foundations tonight, and so far everything has gone according to plan.
Everything's went well. They've worked so hard to get a positive result.
Basto's cross, headed away by McCann. He's done well since he came on, tucking in there to head the ball clear. Eduardo. Well, that might well have been a free kick, but not given this time by the unpredictable referee. Pochettino with that shot splendidly saved by Craig Gordon at a crucial time. In for Chamak. Darcheville turns and Craig Gordon makes another superb save.
That's a brilliant save as well. I thought that was in, Rob. I thought it got behind the young keeper, but he's dragged his arm back the way and managed to get to the ball.
What a story this is for Craig Gordon.
He's had a smashing game.
He's played just a handful of first-team games.
I think he might play a few more now.
He was very impressive against Livingston on Saturday. That's what convinced Craig Levine that he was the man in preference to Tepi Moylan in here. Hearts working hard at closing down in the closing seconds. In the 90th minute, Riera heads to the byline and gets a corner. Yep.
This is a chance here. This is a save from Craig Gordon. Good turn, Darcheville again. Gets it on target. And what's this? It's behind him, Rob. And he manages to get his arm down to it.
Top save.
Yep.
The Riera corner. 90 minutes up. 4 to be added. Not quite sure where those came from.
There's been a few substitutions. Doesn't look too happy now, Mr. Pavon.
Stand by for the nibbling of some fingernails all around this ground as the Hearts fans desperately hope their team can see this out and complete a glorious European night. It won't be glorious for him if his side go down to a home defeat against a team that most in France would have thought would have been swept aside by Bordeaux. The Hearts are made of strong stuff, as they've shown here tonight. Basto's cross blocked. Scott Severin in the way. And here he is again, breaking up the Bordeaux attack. Not too much up ahead of him, and does well to keep possession. Finds Dennis Wyness. Wyness gives it away.
I tell you, Robert, Dennis Wyness has a look there. Mark de Vries is free on his own down the inside left channel.
Chamak's flick turned away by Presley. Another great challenge by Severin on Riera. And Scott Severin is playing his part as Hearts try to finish the job.
Every single Hearts player, Rob, have played exceptionally well tonight. They've worked so hard. They certainly deserve this result. Blown there a little bit, Scott Seven, but he's only been on the park a few minutes, but he's worked. He's got into the pace of the game so well.
What a night it could be for Craig Levein. He's sweating at this stage, but how proud he must be of the way his team has performed, and they've carried out his instructions to the letter.
You're right, Rob. It's called job satisfaction. I think he'll be a very pleased man in the next couple of minutes.
2 minutes for Hearts to negotiate, and Alan Maybury lets that one rip, but it's back in Bordeaux possession. Basto into the box. Austin McCann's header away. Gemali, Darcheville, Dennis Wyness working so hard in the midfield area, and Paul Hartley, the substitute, plays it away. Wave after wave of Bordeaux attacks now as the home team mount a salvage operation. In goes Chamac, and almost squared the game.
That looked a free kick for me in Hearts' favour inside the box, but Chamac wasn't hanging about. I think that's the free kick there on Andy Webster. But Chamac, that's a handball as well. 2 goes at it. Thankfully went over the bar.
Man of the match, Sandy?
I tell you, you'd really want to give it to every Hearts player, Rob, tonight. They've played so well, but the young man has been off injured, Robbie Nielsen. I thought he had an immense first half, started the second half in the same way. So unfortunate he's my BBC Scotland man of the match tonight.
So you don't have to play 90 minutes to get a man of the match, is that in your rule book? Full time in Bordeaux, and Hearts have completed one of their most impressive European football operations. Marc de Vries with the only goal of the game. Outstanding from the Tynecastle team. A 1-0 win on Bordeaux's home patch gives the Tynecastle team every chance of completing the job in 3 weeks. Bordeaux are devastated by that defeat. You can see it written all over their faces. Hearts have laid the foundations for what they hope will be an advance into the 3rd round of the UEFA Cup. 1-0 Hearts.
Yes, I wonder if a few bottles of Bordeaux might be quaffed this evening by the 3,100 Hearts fans who travelled over there this evening. John Robertson's with us. John, you must be absolutely delighted with that result.
That, for me, has to go down as Hearts' greatest ever European away performance. Fantastic. Craig said at the top of the programme he wanted his players to be patient, to work their socks off and get that wee bit of luck. They had it all tonight. They worked their socks off. They got their bit of luck when they hit the post. Terrific goal. And for me, honestly, it's the greatest ever away performance by a Hearts team.
Gordon, the Hearts side were under the cosh for the second half. There was a lot. I mean, you mentioned that Bordeaux might come out and up the pace, and they certainly did that.
Yeah, I thought they would do that, and fun enough, we also thought Hearts would get something from a set piece, and it worked out as we did say. But there's no doubt about it. They were better in the second half. Hearts were up against it for long spells, defended well in the main. Young Craig Gordon did superb throughout that second half too. Any time he was called upon to do anything, but this was an opportunity. You know, they started to get a few shots. Darcheville, the striker, was a real threat, and you know, rode their luck a bit there, but that was a good save on the return ball. And at this stage of the game, you know, you just felt, you know, Hearts could easily lose a goal here, and it would turn out to be, you know, not such a good night. But in the end, it all came right for him. But that was a good save again.
Craig Gordon doing very, very well in his first European outing.
Yes, we mentioned at the start that he maybe looked a bit nervous. He come and punched one and maybe let one go that he maybe could have held on to. But that young man grew in stature as the game went on. As Sandy said, he could have gave it to man of match to Craig Gordon very easily, gave it to Robbie Nielsen. That, to me, was the save of the game at the death. Terrific. And, you know, Craig's thrown in a couple of youngsters there tonight, and they've both responded magnificently. And for that young goalkeeper, what a night that's going to be for him. And his career can really now only go from strength to strength.
I'm sure probably the only unhappy Hearts player tonight is Tippy Moylan, because he's seen how well Craig Gordon's done.
Well, absolutely. But, I mean, I think that in the main, Hearts, the supporters will be delighted. Those players deserve a lot of credit. Those players have written their name into the history of the club with that result tonight. And let's look at the general scene for Scottish football. What a fantastic result. That's going to reverberate around Europe. People looking at that and seeing Bordeaux losing at home to a Scottish team. I think it's superb for our football that Hearts can go there and win.
Now, at half-time you mentioned that Hearts can maybe pick something up from a set piece. You're right again.
Oh well, it was, we thought they weren't going to score normal play the way it was going, but we did feel a set piece, and I think Kevin McKenna does brilliantly to start with here. Good delivery from Hartley. Look at that jump. It's a fine save from the goalkeeper, but De Vries does the right thing. I mean, I don't know if the ball would have gone in even off that. I think the keeper might have scrambled it away, but big De Vries squeezes it in.
Now that's the distance you like to score from, Robo.
Yep, that's just about my distance. But to be fair, this for me is a training ground goal, because Hearts have done nothing but hit Mark De Vries all night from general play, and I think this is what Bordeaux are looking for again. Kevin McKenna is absolutely magnificent in the air. They've thrown it to him at the back post, and as you say, it looks for all intents and purposes that his header's going in. A marvellous save for the keeper. You see De Vries is going in the way. There's McKenna left isolated. That's a great save. We're not sure, but Mark De Vries is all small goal poachers do, gets in there, and yep, that's perfect. It might be the shortest goal he's ever scored, but certainly one of the most vital.
Now, that's a fantastic header there, Gordon, isn't it, as John was saying?
Yeah, well, Kevin McKenna's had a spell. He plays centre-half or striker. He's played even striker for his national team, Canada, and he is brilliant in the air, but exactly thrown into his path there. I just felt that Hearts could get something from a set-piece even from the first half, even though they only created a couple of incidents in the first half, but I felt if they could get enough corners in, they didn't really though, they didn't create an awful lot, so it was unsparing amount of times they got in the opposition box. I mean, I think they only had one opportunity to throw it in, they had a corner as well, that Valois overhit everybody, and that free kick, that was the only two opportunities they had, and they've taken one of them, which is absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
OK, well, in 3 weeks' time at Tynecastle, Robo, it sets it up beautifully, doesn't it?
Well, we said tonight, you know, Craig was looking to keep it tight, and if Hearts could get an away goal, we've mentioned before how many times we've gone out in away goal rule, and keep it tight or get a draw, it'd be fantastic. Tynecastle will be rocking. In 3 weeks' time, that place will be packed to the rafters. It's right on top of the French players, but be warned, I don't think Bordeaux are out of this game just yet. Terrific result for Hearts. They've got a bit of quality, and I'm sure Craig will be telling the players exactly that.
OK, let's just chat a wee bit, Gordon, very, very briefly about you know, Tynecastle in a couple of weeks' time.
Well, 3 weeks' time, it's going to be still a tough game because you know, I think Bordeaux have got more to show maybe when they get a bit more space. But the great thing about it now is that Hearts, before, if they'd been 0-0 tonight, then there's no draw that could have put Hearts through. They'd had to have won the game. Now they're left with the situation they've got even better result-wise. That leads them to any draw at all or a win, any kind of win puts them through. And I think they've got a great chance now. And you have to say that it's going to be a big night in Tynecastle. I'm sure that will sell out.
OK, that's it. In a week of mixed fortunes for Scottish clubs in Europe, Hearts have given themselves a fantastic opportunity to reach the third round of the UEFA Cup. They won 1-0 tonight in Bordeaux against Bordeaux. 3 weeks' time at Tynecastle. It's going to be a fantastic game. I know for one that I'm looking forward to it. Thanks to Gordon and to John for their comments tonight, and thanks very much to you for your company. Bye for now.
Slow suicide.